We are live, live, live. I'm guessing we're live. You say as soon as we hit the button, we're live, right?
Well, yep.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. And I'd like to welcome you all to episode number 54. I may be off, give or take a number. What's up, Paul? What's up, Justin? Justin's got the workbench going on. He's got the Phantom laying on the side. He's got the fancy toothbrush polishing the birds.
Look at him go.
What's up, Herman?
What's good?
Logan,
What's up, everyone? What's up,
Night
everyone?
Train. We're the first Night Train. Was
Justin, what'd you do? Put it in the mud or what?
Oh, fixing.
No, that was after. That was he had to clean it off after I flew it.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Looked like I was mowing the lawn with it, didn't it,
I
Justin?
was gonna say he was mowing the lawn.
Seriously, Michael Blade, Al
It
Diaz.
probably
how are you
was.
guys?
Al Diaz, what's good, man?
Welcome to
Michael, Night Train.
another Sunday night with those guys, and there's not enough hours in a day to go and visit everyone's channels. Hey, here's the printed. Here's what Justin printed. Your 3DR.
Yeah, let Herman, when you get a chance, let Herman see how that is. If he likes it, I'll just print it. I'll print it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I thought you told me this one was for him. I was going to give him this one.
Oh, it is for him, huh?
Yeah, you told me to give it to him.
I mean, it's like if you want one, I can make more.
All right. We'll see how. Yeah, You know
Yeah,
what?
it fits.
that would work definitely. What's up,
Okay.
Ray?
So guys,
What's
Hey,
up?
Ray.
be like,
What's good?
Hey, Sean, you know what you got?
building, Justin. When you gonna
an
fly them
invite sitting
birds,
there.
Justin? You building on them birds. When you gonna fly one of them things?
Oh, I always fly.
We need you,
Flying
Sean
indoors,
Geekspawner,
cold weather.
Yeah.
to come on in because we're going to be talking about RFID in Europe over there. And if you come in, Sean, when you get a chance, what's up, Joe Mack from Dublin, Ireland? We appreciate you. I was actually flying a racing simulator with him the other night. Him, Val, and Puddle Jumper and these guys. Curtis, I sent you an invite. Don't tell me you ain't get it.
He ain't get it.
Yeah, he gonna say he didn't get it. Coast to Coast, send Coast to Coast an invite too.
It's possible that he didn't get it.
Oh, that's right. He's nursing a virus.
Who?
He's Sean. He's been sick for a few days
I
now.
thought you meant Curtis.
Oh no, Curtis.
I didn't hear nothing about
I
that.
think Curtis got his feelings hurt or something. He said each week I haven't sent him an invite, but I have proof that I sent you an invite. So you can't say you didn't get. I just got my own alert. That was pretty cool.
You just got it
I just got it,
late to your own party.
and I've been live for 2 minutes now. I guess it doesn't matter if I get it. Rayski, what's good, man?
Windy last couple of days out.
Yeah,
Real windy.
kind of something like that.
Well, yeah, it has been a little windy here, but
The weather getting better this week. 60
yeah, it's going to
degrees
be in the
coming.
50s. In the 50s this week. Starting tomorrow, it's going to be 50 something. But Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be even higher. And I think Wednesday is going to be close to like 58, but it's going to rain in the morning.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be nice after it rains. Oh, yes, you saw Xavier was at the DC protest. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
The guys that went down there and drove across, flew across, however you got to the rally down in DC. I salute and support you all. We did get to see a member from here in New York City representing at least New York City, and that was Xavier, Drone X Factor. You had a few people from all over the United States there. Joshua Bardwell was there. Ken Herron was there. There were a lot of FPV, the UDAF. Those guys, they were there in force the day before. They were protesting by themselves, and as people came and got hotel rooms or whatever the case, but it was a decent turnout, I believe. I think at its peak, they may have had about 150 to 200 people. And at one time, I think they had actually encircled, if not 3/4 of the building, most of it. So they did their thing there. and it was cold as a mole. Yeah, and they was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would look real cold out there.
yeah. So I salute them. Hurricane George is blowing like mad things in England at the minute in England. Got worse than us. Okay. Yeah, see, wow, we got schools shutting down. Announcements are going out. Schools shutting down for what, Curtis?
What happened?
I don't know. He just said we have schools shutting down. Aerial landscape, how are you? But for those of you guys, this week coming up, everybody and anybody who went to that drone rally yesterday, like I said, I support you all, like I support soldiers because y'all went down there like troopers. Seriously. And trust me, those guys wanted to go really, really bad, but things happen, but yeah, they represented down there from all across the United States, and I'm happy that the guys did. Um, I know you guys here in New York. I just see Xavier. He did pretty good. He was doing his vlogging. He got down there to vlog. Him and Ken Heron took a few photo ops and stuff. I actually saw some video footage of it, X Drone X Factor on the stage. He's representing New York. So I kudos to that. Oh, that's right. You're in Washington State with the corona beer virus.
Yeah.
What's up,
You know
Timeless
what?
Truth?
It's crazy about that. I was listening to a news report on 1010,
Yeah.
and they had said that the Corona Beer Company, the company had found that there was, since the virus has had the outbreak, sales have been down on the Corona beer.
Yeah.
It's
They said people are afraid, even like local, like, Chinese store shops and everything like that, restaurants. It said
Yeah.
like people don't even
well,
want
a lot of hey Lynn, how are you? Well, even here in New York, we have one of the most famous Chinatowns in the United States. Everyone emulates this Chinatown here in New York City, around the world, in some places and across the United States. And Chinatown is hurting. The restaurants and the streets that are bustling, no, it's not happening. And I mean, these are people that live here because and what's even more messed up about it before we get back to drone talk is we are at one of the largest airports on the eastern coast, northeastern coast of the United States. And all these people are coming in from overseas. We've had two New Yorkers. One guy came from Milan, Italy, where he said about 2 or 3 towns away, they had quarantined the towns and there were about 200 to 300 people infected there. He came into the United States, no one scanned him, checked him, let him go home. He said he'll stay in the house for a few days to see if he shows up with any symptoms. Then he had another gentleman from, I think, don't quote me on this. I think it was somewhere in Asia, I'll say. It was somewhere in Asia. I'm not going to say where because I don't know the exact name. I'm thinking more like South Korea or something, but he's a New Yorker and he came back on a plane. And what's messed up is supposedly it takes 28 days before you even know you got it. So in 28 days, think of how many people you come across, walk past, talk, or breathe on before you start feeling the symptoms and stuff.
Hey, Chris Hope.
What's up, Chris Hope? How are you, brother? Anyway, getting away from that. We have a little bit of drone news, and I have some drone news that was just put out on the Bloomberg website, well, the Bloomberg company and its products. So whatever that means. We won't go into that story yet.
How you guys feel about that post I put up about Bernie?
About what?
About Bernie supporting, to get rid of the FAA remote ID and the MPO.
You know what? To be honest, I'm going to be honest. And because I know Facebook and I know Facebook allows this bullshit, I'm going to honestly say it looked like it was lip synced. Look at it. Look at the voiceover. It looks like it was lip synced. It looked like some commercial shit that they're trying to get you to click on. It wasn't convincing to me because why is he bringing it up now?
It's been up for a while because basically when number 44 was up in there, he supported it for the last 3 terms he had, and they got changed once he got out of office. So
Well,
this has been around.
of course, everything that he did got
Right,
everything he did got undone.
but it's been around because the revenue that those birds have driven to New York City is something
the
they didn't want
United
to be
States.
Yeah, that's what I'm
To the
saying.
United States.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's a serious thing. I mean, to lose that right now, but everything else is going on, it could be big. You know, it could be big for a lot of companies, a lot of jobs all over the world.
See, Mike Roach tends to believe what I was saying also is that it looked fake. The lips never synced, not once.
Right.
And when you edit video and stuff, that's one of the first things you see as a video editor.
Yeah.
And on top of it, his mouth was making certain words and other words were coming out. Now we know Facebook is good. Facebook is good for
It's a
allowing
sonographer now, you know,
political stuff like this. Seriously, I'm not saying it isn't. I can't prove
so
that it's not.
that means they with him. They would burn you that Facebook then.
Yeah. It's a political thing. It's definitely
but
a political
actually,
thing.
I told you I did reach out to somebody, and
Jay Santiago.
There's definitely a movement, though, Al. There's definitely a movement. You know, like I said, it's another tactic, I guess, to try to get votes, whatever it is. But is he really serious about the hobbyists and the people's concern? We don't know that yet. You know.
Now, here's my question, and I want to see if any of you guys, even you, Paul, where you live in Michigan, and even you guys around the United States that are watching, have you seen any news report on your local news stations about that rally that happened yesterday in DC? Because I've been looking and I haven't seen shit. and it was on a Saturday. It was a great day, but I can almost guarantee you, hey, Global Drone, I can almost guarantee you, they said, look, these guys are going to be picketing here this weekend, take the weekend off. And they probably left the building a skeleton staff. But the cause was 100%. I'm 100% behind that because people said, hell no, we won't go. You feel me? And it took a lot for some people to get down there because those guys, me, Herman, those guys, we talked about trying to make it there, but it just wasn't possible. But in the next week or so, we should be seeing a lot of vlogging footage from there, a lot of videos. I know Ken Herron has a shitload of video. Who else was there? Ladrib, who's in the FPV, Zoe FPV, who's there. There were a lot of different people from around the United States that I know at one time didn't personally like each other, but they were all there for the same cause.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was talking with my father the other day, and it's funny how there's two things that unite people no other way, and that's a hobby and sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To sports, everybody is the same. You know what I mean? They all become equal. Everybody, you know, and the same thing when it comes to a hobby. Especially when you're faced with a situation like that.
True. And let's just put it this way. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just it's not a matter of accept nowadays, you know, as you get older, it's not a matter of accepting things or not accepting them. It's whichever way the tide is going. And now I can't swim, but I was told you never go against the tide, you go across it. So
we all submitted our comments and everything. Just gotta sit back and keep flying till you can.
Right. I do happen to know. I did see a number. I don't know if it was 38,000 or 338,000 comments. I think it was 300 and something thousand comments that were left on the FAA website.
The biggest thing is the FPV guys. That's the biggest thing. If anything, they're gonna try to figure out how the way they could work that out. That's the problem. That's the number one concern.
Hold on. I heard a podcast today, and I didn't notice, but according to the story that Herman and I are actually going to bring up in a little while, we're just waiting for some more people to come in. But in Europe, FPV pilots under the new RFID law, and we'll go into because Herman knows the bulk of the story. They will FPV pilots in Europe, in Germany, will be able to go up to 500 to 600 meters. 500 meters is a quarter mile, and that's not bad. So Let's hope that they even try to come close with something like that here in the States. I mean, not that I would fly outside of the park. Oh, it's 35,126. Okay. I knew it was a three. Okay. But the point I'm making is it's happening around the world. Herman, you can go into the story more than I could
Well, basically,
because
what
you
it
know it
was.
in detail.
Well, I don't really know it in much more detail than you do, but from listening to the same podcast. But Mark Kageller's supposedly the CEO of this company, Unifly.
Now stop. You gotta remember that name, Unifly, because it's gonna come here to the United States, and you're gonna be like, I heard that before. I'm sorry, Herman. Go ahead.
Well, Unifly happens to be a company that is providing UTMs, or they are UAS traffic management systems. And it's basically the same thing as air traffic control.
But for
And they,
UAS vehicles,
right, but they're for unmanned aircraft.
yes,
And what they're doing, they're operating over in Europe right now, but in Germany, they happen to have this system in place. And based on the podcast and from what he says, right now they are on their way to Canada. That will be implemented in Canada. And it was quite interesting because what he was talking is to say that how he didn't understand why the FAA wanted to go with the way they wanted to go with it, because for most of it wasn't necessary, for especially with the way that the systems are in place as they stand now with the way these drones are manufactured.
right.
I was looking at his system and what they showed that little bit in that video, and if it works with that transmitter system on it, I don't know if it's just for that specific drone that he had it on, but I don't see how something like that could help FPV because it was kind of big, unless they have a way of making it a little smaller. Even with anybody else's drone, I wish it could be a little smaller.
Right.
But I don't know how any of that would actually work as far as, because I've never used the system.
This is the
But
actual.
like I said, he's actually they're operating in Europe, and he said they were coming to Canada. And basically what they were saying is like your basic consumer drone works on something like a blip system. Like it shows on this app that is available to not the general public, but just to law enforcement. And what this thing gives the law enforcement, regular law enforcement, the ability to get the information from the tracking system, but the information that they get in real time right away would be, is that drone registered legally?
Yes.
That
Yes.
information comes up because
Right.
it's a license plate basically for your drone.
Right.
So does that system come up and it says, is that drone legal? Yes, it does. And it shows the law enforcement officer the location of the pilot. Does not give him your personal information. It gives him the location information on that pilot. Now, in the tracking system, what is also happening in systems with situations where necessary for tracking, such as in areas where he said are sensitive areas or in major cities and stuff like that,
Baseball games.
something like that, they would implement tracking, where the drone now would give the information of the location of the pilot, his information,
Right.
what the drone is doing, where it's going, where it has been. You understand?
But
All of
only
that
to law
information
but only to law enforcement.
only through to law enforcement.
Right. So that they'll be using that phone to drone app or something similar.
So
If you are the average old lady down the block and you see a drone flying back and forth over your backyard, you can download this app, supposedly, and it will tell you whether the drone is legal or not. That's all it will do. It will not give you the drone pilot's location or anything. It will tell you if the drone is legal. Now, if the drone is legal, then maybe you could make a complaint and say, hey, Paul Murray keeps flying his drone over my house periodically. What's up? Or can you say something to him? What's up, newfound drones? How are you, buddy? But to that extent, like Herman was saying, this company is saying, how come the FAA doesn't want to participate in this program if we already have one that works? And other countries are implementing this. They'll be using it in Germany. They've been testing it in Germany, and Canada's about to take it on, which means it is international. Okay. Now, Herman and I were talking about this topic, and we both kind of came up with the conclusion. The reason the FAA doesn't want to do it is because the FAA wouldn't be able to charge you.
Well,
How are you, newfound
so
drone?
what he was saying that the FAA is going with their system that they want to go with, and
Right.
they actually have an office here in New York. And I was just funny. It was funny that they had an office here in New York, but they're not being used. Their system is not being used.
Well, what it comes down to is basically this company will be able to supply a network, an internet network, to their customers for free. The FAA wants to be able to come up with their own system so that they can charge you per month to use their app to be able to fly.
Because what he was basically saying is that the provider of this service, say for instance, like the FAA were going to use this system, that the FAA would own all the data and everything on this system, that it would
Right.
system over, they would use the data on the system. They would own it and everything. They don't own it. So by them going through another system to another system, basically he's the whole land. He's also a lands provider. So he's a lands provider and everything in one, and you're up and flying and the remote ID is there.
Right. Through their European system.
Right. To have another system in between it, I don't know. That's what everybody's afraid of, is that third party.
Yeah.
It
And
sounded
see,
kind of interesting what he was saying.
America, I love the country, and I'm glad, I'm happy where I live, but
This is where
you
that,
have a way of effing up things.
This is where that, what's that?
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. Thanks for the reminder.
You mean the disclaimer?
Yes,
yes.
You know, I sleep better at night when he reads that thing.
Yeah.
Especially on your live stream, right?
Well, not so much only on my live
What's
stream.
up, Wash Built? Wash Built, he's an FPV pilot here in New York. He was supposed to come on the panel tonight. I'd wanted to know if I sent you emails, man, to get back to me to let me know if you were coming on or not. You said you had downloaded Zoom to your phone. If you have time, if you don't have time, we could make another date, another time. It doesn't matter. We're just sitting here talking about some RFID stuff going on in Europe that they're about to implement here over in Canada, up in Canada, I should say. No, that's all right. We can make another date. I have your direct message. I have your Facebook and everything. So I have your Facebook page that you created, and I have your personal account. I requested you as a friend today. So we'll schedule something else in the future in like a week or so.
Did you see what Sean said?
The drone, the phone Wi-Fi system does not store the data of flights. Once flights are over, the information is wiped. The issue is with the FAA proposal is not that every flight will be stored ongoingly. Well, let me tell you something, Sean. I believe that 1000%. My issue is they're going to do with that system like the phone companies have done with our information. Do you know there is a file on each and every one of us here from the very first day you had that Ericsson 330 cell phone up till present day, with all of your conversations, all of your texts, all of your
where do they store it all?
Huh?
Where do they store it all?
I don't know, but I found this out. Someone had gotten into trouble, and in court, they brought up from the very first time this person had a cell phone. the old model all the way up to present day. Even the phone companies he was on, they brought up text messages, everything. And they brought in books like this, about 8 books of everything printed out.
With the way
And
people use their phone, that's a week.
you
Tell
know,
you.
but they brought up specific text information about this individual. And then what they do is before they can release it to the court, they gotta let you see it. And you'd be like, damn, I went to this website, I went to that. What they see everything. It's all documented. So I could understand that. My problem is the FAA going to do this? Whenever they say something's going to be erased, come on, man. I'm trying to keep my serious face here. You know, that it's going to be erased, or the issue with the FAA proposal that the flight will be stored ongoingly.
Hey, Lawrence, look at the camera for a minute, will you?
Yeah.
Because I want to get a screenshot of what a serious face is. Okay, here we go. All right, got it.
Oh no, he just made. Oh no. I hope you didn't just take a snapshot, man.
Yeah.
They did. Screenshot. That's what he said.
Wow. See now, Paul, when you ask me to sit still, I'm gonna dip and dodge and bob and weave like this. 5G will change everything. Existing proposal will not go through. It will be superseded by the technologies within months. The proposal is about keeping the delivery companies and their insurers happy. True, because no one wants to insure a 300-pound drone for $5 million if they know it can't see a small little DJI Mavic Mini.
Well, that was funny because in that podcast, the guy was asked about
tinfoil hat.
How do they propose to deal with the drones that are in the sky now and the delivery drones and the drone taxis? And he said,
AFPV red tail.
He said they don't know because it doesn't exist.
Right. So, but think about it. There's already one air traffic control system we know that's been working for decades. That's air traffic control at airports. Now they're fine combing through the air traffic control for drones, which is what they're doing with us, with introducing Lance. And now you can see where an airplane is on certain models, and all of that's being intertwined into actual air traffic control for drones. Now, once that's fine combed through finally, then at the same time, they'll be also trying to introduce air traffic control for passenger drones, carrying people back and forth from buildings to buildings, from airport to airport. So it's coming along. NASA UTM, it will be the norm within 5 years. Exactly, Sean. I'm going to cough for you. Feel better, bro. I know he's not feeling good, but it is a UTM. And but Sean, can you type in what UTM is? A lot of people don't know what UTM is. And NASA will control all of it. International Space Station, hello. Elon Musk is setting up a grid of satellites now so he can supply the world with internet. Once you supply the world with internet, everyone will be jacked in like on the Matrix.
It's a UAS traffic management system. That's you wanted, Lawrence?
Untitled Air Traffic Management. Yeah. Well, all I know is it's coming like a storm. You remember? Dorothy heard the tornado coming, but she didn't run fast enough. She woke up. She was in Oz.
All she did was bump her head.
That's what's going to happen. Don't be the grasshopper. We see those guys are those little ants out there collecting data and storing for the winter. And if you're going to play grasshopper and say, oh, those guys don't know what they're talking about, or those guys don't have a clue, go ahead. When you're standing there looking at that wall of drones and can none of them take off, you'll know why.
Well, when they say that, make sure they're talking about the guy.
The other guy, right?
Yeah, that guy.
What's up, Corey? With COVID-19.
One of them guys.
We're not even going to talk about that. All I know is the COVID-19. The stock market is going down. Neighborhoods are hurting. You know, China, and in fact, Queens here in New York, Queens borough has the largest number of Asians in, I think, New York City, and maybe up and down the East Coast. And a lot of businesses are being shut down. What happened?
Queens,
Yeah,
the largest.
the largest. So they claim. Let me go through that to make sure. Why do I have two screens up? All right. See,
Uh-oh.
no, I had two screens up. You know how
Watch
the
it.
show starts, I go into the first lobby where it says set reminder
Uh-huh.
before the show starts. Well, it left me in there and it had me in there.
Okay.
We're not doing no shot in the drops, Curtis, but it is time to do a drop.
This is right. Yep.
Uh,
Shot in a drop. Here you go. Lawrence.
okay. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
And we're looking for other sponsors. All
Well,
right.
which alcohol is your sponsor tonight?
Paul, stop it.
Uh-oh.
Stop it, Paul. And don't get this guy drinking while he's working on a bird. It'll never fly then.
What happened to Curtis?
I don't know. I sent him an invite. He says I never send him invites. And
No, he said that he said Mama Bear was sleeping and he didn't want to come on and wake her up.
Oh, okay. All right.
He be yelling on his computer.
Yeah, well,
Okay. So anyway, Paul. So what's new? You get any flying in, Paul? Still dealing with the
I
battery?
thought about it, but there was a tug that came down and I got busy doing something else and the tug came and went. So
Oh boy.
Feet on the ground. What's up, Rob from Australia?
Here we've been a little bit windy.
yeah.
Joe Mack said I just tried registering with the Irish Aviation Authority. Won't let me in, so I'm not registered. Oh well.
Okay.
Why won't they let you in?
Yeah,
Well,
I had
what
to
you
go
should-
back again and redo all my drones all over again, because you know they extended it to the end of the year, right? Anybody who was supposed to expire
up,
this
Matt?
year, they gave them an extension to the end of the year to 2021.
Oh, I'm good.
We all good, but I'm just saying that so if nobody got a chance to do it, you know, they extended it because they're still trying to figure all this stuff out, you know.
Hey, Big Matt, what's good, man?
It's just like when they changed over to Windows 10. For a year and a half to 2 years, they gave it away free. They said everybody can switch over to Windows 10. It's free, but we're not going to do this forever.
Yeah.
And Matt brought up an issue earlier, well, a comment earlier about me and him was talking about with this whole remote ID thing, and you know, and to have somebody like a carrier service, they're going to try to use Verizon and going to charge you for Verizon bandwidth.
Yeah, especially with this 5G coming.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. 5G is already floating with Verizon already. You know, the fire departments are on it right now. That's a dedicated line they had for a while, you know, to separate to make sure they get calls coming in and out. So they're going to try to push everybody to pay for that. You know, cell companies going to make money off drones now.
Okay, my strobes are in the United. Epic says my strobes are in the United States. They're waiting for clearance since Thursday. It's usually about a week. What they do, what customs does, unless it's a high priority item coming into United States, they let it sit in a building for 3 to 5 days. It's usually a full week, business week. And that's just to make sure if it is something toxic, it'll probably go bad. And or if it's something like a bomb, it'll explode in that building. You know, so as soon as they release it, they'll release you a tracking number, and as soon as you get that number, you can text it, DM it straight over to me, and I can track it from there.
Joe Mack is right. What he wrote keeps telling me to sign in and is not correct. I've been trying to register for the last 1.5 years, always the same message.
Same thing. Yeah, me too. And you know your password and everything is correct.
Yep.
And he just keeps saying incorrect.
Well,
So I had to create a whole new one all over again.
That's because with this new system coming in, they don't know what the hell, what
That's what I just
computer
said.
system it's going to be on, what operating system. Everything's in it, and it's like a bowl of salad right now. Everything's just mixed up.
I had to click forgot my password 20 times to get they finally got this thing
Verizon
right.
is the only company fully available with 5G bandwidth. Sprint has it, but not full coverage.
That's what I said.
Sprint was just brought out by T-Mobile. So
that's what
let's see
saying,
what happens with that.
That's the worst thing ever because T-Mobile is SUCK all day.
Listen,
You can't use
when
T-Mobile
one
on my
company,
job.
but if you remember Sprint, they had that guy, that commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
he switched over to Verizon.
Yeah, no, he went from Verizon to Sprint.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
No, it's backwards. He was on Sprint.
He was Verizon.
Oh, he went from Verizon to Sprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just said it.
Hey, what's up, Mark? I'm sorry.
Yo, Herb, you crazy.
How are you, Mark?
And when he went to Sprint, he lost weight.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but T-Mobile, man, they're horrible, bro.
Yeah.
Their service is horrible. So I don't even know how Sprint would even do that. But I'm still gonna be on the Sprint network. I ain't gonna be on the T-Mobile network.
You know what? Feet on the ground. You said you was gonna send me some Vegemite. I'm sorry to say it, but I would have never tried it. But I would have gave it to someone to try.
I've never heard anything good about it.
About what?
Vegemite. It's something that they eat in certain places around the world that just when people are describing it, I get the chills.
When I ask what it is and people start telling me what it is,
it sounds like a glob
it's not
of fat.
even something that's supposed to be eaten.
It sounds like it's supposed to be eaten.
He says we Yanks are wussies, but I can't eat a spoon of fat with salt and pepper in it.
Okay, what is it?
Right, describe to us, Rob. What is in Vegemite?
You guys know what Vegemite is.
What is in Vegemite?
Plant-based. What is it?
It's everything in the bottom of the kettle when they brew beer. All they throw.
So that's the mud and the yuck.
Stuff.
That's the swill.
The hops and all that shit.
Yeah,
all the hops and the grains and everything that's made in the beer.
Centroy says it's not fat.
The beer out of the top.
Hold on. He says it looks like black tar heroin.
Yep.
And it's salty as hell spread, made from yeast extract from beer making.
That's from the hops to take the sweetness. Yeah,
so Paul,
that's not supposed to be eaten.
Right. So Paul, you've tasted Vegemite.
Yeah, once.
He's like,
what's yo, that's a sound bite right there, yo.
Never again.
If Paul ain't eating it, I'm definitely not eating it.
Whoa.
I'm gonna tell you something. I trust Paul's palate. Okay. I trust Paul's palate. And if he said he's tasted it once and that was it, I believe him.
Yeah.
Phantom, live a little. I have thick
Oh man, sauerkraut is good enough for me, man.
Hey, something, boy.
What happened? Sauerkraut?
You want to fight some stuff off? Eat some sauerkraut, man. That's a good anti-joint right there.
You want to know what? I know people that go, they're actually Russian. You know how you go in Costco, you get the sausage with peppers and the hot dogs?
Yeah.
Well, they have a giant dish of sauerkraut for you to dress your hot dog. I see people go and get a soda and buy a plate and go to the sauerkraut and scoop it out and make a mountain of it and sit there and eat it like that.
I eat sauerkraut just like that.
I started it later on in years.
I'll tell you something,
Night Train says Vegemite is thick, dark brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extract with various vegetables and spices, spice additives. It was developed in Melbourne. It was developed, in Australia. See, that would be something.
Now, that was out of the necessity of what?
Was that due to, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to even ask.
Because that sounds like somebody had a lot of time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Lynn, you're right. It's an acquired taste.
Lynn
that I
says it
never
sounds
acquired.
like an acquired taste. Well, Lynn, all of the Yanks here in the States that I know that have tasted it, like Paul, have maybe tasted it once. I know some people that have smelled it and was like, no, I can't taste it. So I don't know. I just figure it looks like some gelatinous gel, like our American jelly,
Yeah.
See, if
and
you don't,
and it is dark colored, and I don't know.
Well, the consistency is when you squeeze axle grease out of a tube
I'm good.
onto a cracker. You know?
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, Eli? He's feet on the
Feet
ground.
on
Rob
the
says
ground.
England has Promite. It's their version. Their version of it. I don't mind it. I actually finished a tube I brought from Amazon. If it comes in a tube and you're not an astronaut, dude, leave it alone.
What
I'm
about
sorry.
toothpaste?
I'm sorry. I'm
What-
not going to eat food out of a tube until I'm until I have to. Okay. I'm not studying for NASA space program or anything. So, but that's not true. That's not true. I did try tomato paste in a tube. That was it.
You know they have mayonnaise and stuff like
I
that.
tell you, just talking about Vegemite, I've had this tremendous flashback. It's like, oh,
Your mouth getting watery.
oh,
You
Feeling
had to do
nauseous.
rinse out your mouth with some vinegar to get rid of the taste.
yep.
You said you're sending some to me so we can all try it.
Who?
I actually here. I'll clear it. You just put. I'm sending some so you can have some.
No,
You
that's
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Corey.
Send it all to Novice. And
Corey,
we'll have,
hold on. Why
when
is
we do a
CL
shot in the drop, Lawrence will use Vegemite and moonshine. Vegemite.
Oh no.
They know how to turn that off in your house, right, Lawrence?
No, Paul. That's not doable, Paul.
Lawrence, they know how to turn the show off in your house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start doing Vegemite.
We need to get back
shot.
on topic here.
Veggie shots.
Veggie shots, Vegemite shots, right? You bugging.
So what is that you're working on there, Justin?
One of Lawrence bird, one of my birds.
The bird, the Tyro, the bird that never flew. It has never flown.
And I got the old working on the tello. I think my battery is swelling and it keeps popping out.
On the Tello?
Swelling.
Irvin, you still got your Tello?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to those? They just like disappeared like a cold.
They didn't disappear. I mean, the craze died down, but they're actually, isn't that the little drone that they use?
Hey, Rob, thanks for coming through.
And stuff like that.
I appreciate
They still
you,
around, boy.
Aren't the
They still
schools
around.
using them?
Yeah, and they got the new education one now.
Oh, well, yeah, now that's true. The Tellos that are out now, you can write code to them.
Yeah, they crazy.
Yeah, you can
They
plug it
use
in
them
via
school,
USB to a computer. First, you have to write. In fact, Tony, Frankie, something, and I can't think of his name in Facebook. I think it's Tony Frankie. I can't remember the third name, but he does that. He travels around showing kids how to write code for drones.
Awesome. They're using that Tello, that education.
Yes,
one.
and they're using Tellos, right? So it's. I guess they are still doing. They designed those specifically for that, I believe.
Yep.
Ray.
That's what they did. They just came
Eli
out with a
Nunez,
regular
what's
one
good,
first.
man? How are you, brother?
What's up, Eli?
He says, now here's a question. Eli came to me with a problem, and I gave him my assessment, and I want to hear you guys' assessment of this situation.
What?
Okay, as well as people in the chat too. Paul, Herman, Ray. Now he came to me with a situation. He wants to get his son a Mavic 2 Pro, but he wants to know what are the pros and cons to getting the professional controller or you keeping the standard controller. And I had explained to him, the smart controller. I had explained to him, most people that I know that have the smart controller don't fly with it anymore or have issues with it. And they've gone back to the original controller.
Well,
so go ahead, Herman.
How old is he?
Right. That's my question. I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait till
Eli,
after Herman, then I'm gonna
how
get with
old
it.
is he? Well, he's getting a Fly More bundle. Comes.
Well, how old is he? That's
Yeah,
my
how old
first
is he?
Because
Because if that
because I'm quite sure that he has his own phone, and the controller and the batteries is more than sufficient with that drone to
19,
fly that drone.
Oh yeah,
It's
he's
more than
19.
sufficient.
and I probably got an iPhone. He's good
Some
enough.
reflectors, the parabolic reflectors for it.
That's
That's
what I
more than
mentioned.
sufficient
That's
with
right.
your cell phone.
And the other
that
question would
controller.
be, is this going to be his first drone, or has he been flying?
Right.
Well,
This
that
is
was
his
what he
first
was
drone.
getting anyway.
This is his first
Right.
drone, I believe.
Yeah, but also that
The
smart
thing was the
controller.
difference of the controller.
That smart controller, it's gonna require you have a cell signal constantly. So you might as
listening,
well
Eli?
you might as well use his cell phone because he has data service on his cell phone instead of buying another data plan and using that smart controller.
It's his second drone. Okay. Well, he wants to buy a much more serious drone.
That's cool.
And I pretty much what you guys said.
Well, I mean,
kind
that
of
was the thing. I mean, the smart controller is just an added expense for really no reason, because
No reason.
you're getting, actually, believe it or not,
less
you're getting less
distance.
range
Yeah.
with the smart controller.
That's right.
Well, yeah, because it's strange how you got to have the antennas going down
Yeah.
in a smart controller, and we're used to having them up, you know.
And I did hear someone complaining that by the second update to the smart controller, instead of it getting smarter, it kind of dumbed it down.
Listen,
they took the P4.
we had one guy.
Yeah.
That other Nunez, what's his name? The other guy.
Eddie Nunez.
Eddie.
Yeah, he rant and rave about that thing, right? And nobody even used those smart controllers anymore. Like he had it mod, because that shows you he was trying to get further distance, and we was getting that with a regular controller. Twan modded his controller for what? You know, and it, it just wastes of money, that controller. It's gone. You don't even hear about it anymore. The smart controller.
Very, very good. Very. I hope that answered your question, Eli, because everything that not virtually, but pretty close to what I was telling you, my personal opinion, they pretty much said.
And that's
Also
$600-700 expense
Yeah,
to fly the same drone that you can get just the same.
Yeah.
Especially with the way these phones are now. If he's got a new phone, the new iPhone or the new Samsung, forget about it. The screens.
Sure.
Screens are probably the same or same size, pretty much. Look at this.
Or
size of this
if
joint.
you're an old guy like me, I use a 10-inch a tablet, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Yeah, you
I'm
can put
happy.
the big tablet on it.
I'm happy with my 7-inch tablet right now, my Samsung Tab A, with the cell phone service. And I'm going to tell
I'm
you,
still trying to get that Nvidia.
I haven't had no problems. And when it does flicker, it doesn't go like, bzz. It's just like a blink, if that much.
Nvidia Shield, baby.
The Galaxy S10 Plus. Yeah, see, you don't need anything else. But because if he's going to start going professional with it, and he's going to personally go and start doing real videography and stuff, he needs at least a minimum of a 7-inch tablet.
Exactly.
You're going to need at least a minimum of a 7-inch tablet if he wants to step his game up, because there are just certain things you cannot see. There's certain things you cannot see on this phone.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're like me, 56, and when you put on your glasses, it turns your phone into a tablet.
Yo, they gave you a 7-inch tablet, Lawrence?
What?
They gave you the 7-inch tablet?
Yeah, I got it for free with the phone.
Wow, I got the 10-inch
No, I wasn't complaining.
for free.
Listen, I wasn't complaining, and I'm locked in on a 2-year service through it, cell service. So that Tab A goes with my Phantom 4 Pro. So
mine's go with my Mini.
yeah.
Yo, cause check it out. You can't the way that Minis DJI newest drone. They new drones from here on out will not activate without a cell service, without some type of.
Then Eli says his boy is getting better. Right, his boy is getting better than him at editing video. Invest in it. In that Fly More bundle package you showed me. He showed me one for just over $2,000. Comes with 3 or 4 batteries, and
what? A Flabby
and
combo?
filters and filters.
Oh, I'm about to say, bro, that's
Yeah,
too much
and
bread.
filters. So, the standard
For
extra
how much?
pops. It was a Fly More bundle. So then, and what he showed me was like 2002 for $2,002, I think, for all of that. Yo, get it. Uncle
It
Eli,
won't work.
could I have a drone too?
It won't work. So DJI is selling it now. They went back down. I think it's what, 1,500 now again, or 1,600
Yeah.
for the
Eli
Flabby
said he's
combo.
already pulled the trigger.
But this 2000, that $2,000 bundle that he
What did
showed
he
me,
put in the cart?
I would drop 2 G's on it, and
What else
it
he's
had
getting
everything you
besides the
needed.
filter?
It had everything you needed, and it had 4 filters with it: a 32, a 16, an 8, and a 4.
See, look at that.
1,400, but with one battery though.
Yep.
No, but that's not the combo. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not the combo.
Yeah, but
package,
that extra 500 that took it to 2002 gave you double the props, 3 to 4 batteries on top of the filters, and I think 1 or 2 SD cards on top of that.
Nice.
You could basically
Go
you can
fly.
basically install it, set it up, and go for it.
Yep. Just go
Oh,
right
but
out there.
Eli, get him a real bag for it. Don't
Yeah.
get him that little girly purse.
See that
hard case. Yeah.
379 they showing for a Fly Me combo. DJI is cheaper than that.
Yeah,
Mike
I didn't
was
see.
Yeah, Mike was selling. Whoever put that up there for 379. DJI is 325.
What's up, Asgard
Yeah,
Studios?
DJI,
Mike Roach says
check
the
it out.
smart controller was great for him. In fact, that is true because Mike Roach is handicapped, and it worked out fine for him. But I know a handful of people that use it and a handful that don't. If you're just flying, like Herman said, an extra $700, yo.
Bro, how many of us was at that meetup the other day? Not one person had no smart controller.
Yep.
No.
We out there 20, 30 people, like nobody got no smart controller.
Okay. Here's something I wanted to bring up. I just need to copy the article. I just need to I have
wanted
it
one,
open
but I
already.
said-
Hello, Asgard Studios. Welcome.
I just need to copy the link so you guys can kind of
Asgard.
check it out along with me. But you
What?
remember seeing those videos on YouTube or wherever about these fighter jets launching swarms of drones?
Yeah.
Well, it's become a reality over in Turkey and Syria. These guys they're going in. Now, my only question is, who sold them these swarm of drones? That's all I want to know. I don't care about the story as much, but it says here, all right, I might as well just share the page.
The
That'll make it a
world
little
will
more
never
interesting.
know.
And then I'll share the page and then share the link. Okay. For political reasons, we're not going to say who it was by, but Turkey's killer drone swarm poses Syria air challenge to Putin. Now, you guys know Turkey and Uzbekistan and all these places over there are fighting for property since they've left the Russian regime. Okay, it says Turkey deployed swarms of killer drones to strike Russian-backed Syrian government forces. Okay, and it says this was in retaliation of last week's strike where they lost 33 Turkish guys. But they say that hold on, the retaliation of, let me get this off of here. It's easy to read it like that. The retaliation for killing last week's 33 Turkish soldiers by Syrian forces involved an unprecedented number of drones in coordinated action, said the senior official. The series of strikes since Thursday by dozens of remotely controlled aircraft targeted Syrian bases, chemical warfare depots, and Turkish military were all attacked by swarms of drones. Now, they don't say how many there were, but during this attack also, what does it say? Hold on. During this attack, they found several rocket artillery hidden installations with these swarms. And it's kind of funny because after seeing that video with them dropping those drones from those jets, I knew somebody had to use it.
And who was that article by?
I just put the link in the. This was actually in the
Somebody's
Bloomberg,
watching Angel Has
Bloomberg
Fallen.
and Company.
Somebody watching Angel Has Fallen. That's all it is.
Oh, of course. It's
You
yeah.
saw that movie, right? You saw them drones. They had to just position targets and facial recognitions and.
Well, it's not hard to believe because the swarm of drones that had to come. You saw the guy on stage with the drone that shot the dummy in the head and all. You saw all of that. They are not showing you this unless that's already old.
Yeah,
tech.
but what about Intel? They did that whole exhibit with all these thousands of drones at the Super Bowl halftime a couple of years ago. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, they said
drones,
that
right?
the attack was controlled by 6 different stations.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had 6 different stations, wherever the drones, they were probably, of course, launched from planes, but these 6 stations were set up so that they could perform all of these different attacks in different areas and even found stuff and destroyed it that they didn't even know was there because of these swarms. So that's kind of crazy to. What did Michael Blade say? The smart control is awesome, but so much money. I use my iPad mini for my
Mavic 2 Pro.
But I just figured you guys would want to see that. It's a good read. Read it. I have it posted there. Read it more in detail. And it just lets you know they're not fighting fair no more.
Is that the sci-fi section?
It's yeah. It's getting to the point now where man don't have to go fight no more. They're already using drones to do airstrikes. Now they're using swarms of drones to do attacks and things like that. Just food for thought. And then they're having a conversation over the smart controller in the chat. Noah Myers, how are you? So Paul, tell me, man, show us outside.
Oh, you want to see what it is here?
I just think that for the question that he asked, it was an extra expense for no reason.
Yeah, basically. That's what I was
Okay, the streets are clear.
Yep.
The streets are clear. A nicely manicured area. Did you do that or the grounds?
Yeah, I did that. Yep.
I could imagine. It snows 2 inches and Paul gets out there with the Zamboni machine, that cleans the ice.
Well, that's what's on that. I've got a 2-car garage. I only own 1 car, and the other side is the big ice machine,
There you go.
Ice melter, huh?
Yeah.
You can see him out there, right? With this giant blower.
He's got the ride-on machine. He's out there just throwing snow into the 3rd yard over.
Yeah.
Well, when I clear the backyard, I completely clear the backyard so Mia doesn't have to walk in the snow. And so if there happens to be some poop out there, it just pulls it all in the great big shoots it out to the schoolyard,
Lynn says, yes, he does. I drive one over the snow. Hey, Lynn, I saw those pictures of those golf carts. I think that's pretty cool. I see all of those golf carts. I'm like, I could only imagine how I would decorate one if I did have one like that. I have to send some of them pictures down to my buddy in Georgia. He lives on the 17th hole in this development on the 17th hole of this golf course, which is kind of cool because we taught each other how to play golf. And now, because he lives in the community, he can play the 17th hole as much as he wants. As long as somebody who's paying comes through, he steps to the side, which is only fair. And the house came with the golf cart. That's the point I was getting to. So he just drives the golf cart from the garage through his backyard, which has a gate wide enough for the golf cart, and he goes onto the course.
So basically, you want him to dress up this thing like a milk truck.
Yeah, I want to see what he thinks about it. A brother coming from New York going down to Georgia to live.
And you want him to get thrown out of his community because he done dressed up as golf cart. Milk.
So Justin, what's the prognosis? Oh, that's the smoke popper?
Well, nah, I'm in beta flight.
Oh, man. All I can say is If you can get that thing to fly, you after this coronavirus thing, you need to move over to Asia, work on some of their stuff they're sending over here. Because that thing has never flown.
Actually, you might want to get over to Autel or something like that.
Yeah, right. Help them build some more of their birds.
Drone release.
The villages in Florida are full of fancy golf carts. I could imagine. He moved to Georgia. I don't know where at in Georgia, but he keeps telling me, "Yo, when are you coming down? When are you coming down?" And I don't know.
Racing?
Huh?
Go golf cart racing?
No, to play golf with him, to go down, because we've always been in competition, being that we learned how to play together or close together around the same time.
I'm reminding you.
What's Paul doing? Shopping?
Probably.
Well, that's a possibility.
He said probably. And he's sitting there smiling too. He's probably clicking the button on something. He's customized golf carts. You don't have one, Paul? You're muted, Paul.
He's got two of them.
He's got two of them. One for day and one for night. Hold on.
Cemetery lost.
Well, I couldn't hear you. You muted yourself, Paul. Yes, it is. Apparently, to use the smart controller, you have to have OcuSync. Is that true? The smart controller is OcuSync already, Joe Mac.
Yeah, OcuSync 2.
Yeah, it's OcuSync 2, correct, Ray?
For the Mavics and
what happened?
It's only good for the
Mavic, the Zoom, and the Enterprise.
Pro and the Enterprise.
Yeah.
He took the P4 Pro off of it.
Now, wasn't the objective for that
all the drones
was to be you could use it on all drones?
And I'm surprised they ain't like it hook up to that V2 though.
They took it off.
I know they took it off. I'm surprised they didn't leave it.
I don't know. I think they might have been having issues.
Yeah, of course. It's an Android tablet. That's what it is.
Well, it's not that so much. It's anything with Android. By the time you catch up to the firmware, the present day firmware, that's out of date.
It's an Android situation. iOS.
You would think they would fix that problem.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of updates usually get to Apple before they get to Android.
Yeah, that's usually how it is. In fact, that's what actually stopped me from getting into DJI at one point. The fact that they put out everything for Apple first. Then I found out they were doing it just as quick. It was usually like a week or two behind. I didn't mind so much.
Mm-hmm. Even down to the fancy Connect cables, the USB, Apple got fly colors and all kinds of stuff, and Android just got that regular white or black plug.
It's just that it's always been Apple and PC for as long as I've been in computers, and I've been in computers for over 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. I could even say as far as 30. And it's always been PC against Apple. Mm-hmm. And Apple did it this way, PC did it that way. It's personal preference, whether you want to drive a BMW or a Mercedes. Yeah, Paul, see, there's a little hot rod.
Yep.
They had one with doors on it. I had saw. You see this, Ray? This golf cart?
Yo, you ever saw Pimp My Golf Cart? Yo, there's mad designs on golf carts, yo.
I had no idea.
Yo, seriously,
I really had no idea, yo.
Seriously, sound systems, TVs, the whole 9 yards.
Paul uses the blue one. You said.
Ice cream man is coming.
Do you have, Lynn? What happened?
Well, there's another one of hers right there.
That's exactly what it looked like, don't it? Like ice cream man is coming.
Ice cream man is
There's
coming.
another one.
Yeah, it looks like Hot Wheels. See, this isn't fair. You can't call it a golf cart if you don't use it for golf anymore.
Well, you notice the bag holders are gone off the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the other one, the hot rod, had a trunk.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's all a smart car really is too, you know.
Golf cart, yeah.
The golf cart.
Matt says he's a fan of Android, but they need to update that smart controller to the newest
Okay.
version of Android. The problem with that is
Probably
there
not.
are so many versions of Android out there. By the time you or any other company catches up to the latest version, it's already out of date. And therein lies the problem. They should do like Microsoft did with Windows. We're not coming out with any more versions of Windows. We got Windows 10. That's it. Damn
When
it.
you write Android, there's one version of Android. When you update Android, there's one update version of Android. Everybody gets one version of Android. Android is Android is Android.
Yeah, but it's Android Jelly Bean. It's Android Cookies and Cream.
Those are older versions.
Yeah, it's Android
It's the
Oatmeal
same-
Cookie.
The same.
You know, it leads me to believe the
Android
creator
is
of
the same
Android
one to Android.
is some fat dude in a candy store somewhere. Or just Jelly Bean, cinnamon flavored Jelly Bean. You know, they come up with these weird names for Android. Peanut butter and jam. Come on. It's always something sweet or candy or cookies. You know, I'm surprised they haven't come out with Girl Scout cookie number 4 yet. You got to start it up.
About a second.
What happened?
In a second, I'll probably have it started up.
Oh, you're trying to bind it? Well, have fun. I see you put the Tyro on the side. I told you that thing is cursed.
Oh, I'm gonna get it. No.
Listen, I got a 35-pound mallet that could get it too. You know, just lay it in one spot in the concrete in the backyard and bah! Well, first take the engines off.
All the time.
Because I was seriously thinking about just stripping the frame, Justin, and just putting a whole new stack and everything in it that I know works. But we will see. All right. It's 6:06. We're going to do a drop or what?
Yep.
All right. Come on, Justin.
You got your shot ready?
Justin.
Here we go.
Ready?
Go ahead, Justin. You.
All right. I got the light on. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is brought to you by
Those guys. And we appreciate you very much. And the fact that Mia's drone, I did say shot in the drop, but we're not doing a shot in the drop. All of a sudden, Mia wakes up. Right. He comes into the chat. Shot in the drop. Shot in the drop. It's 23:07 there. Okay, it's 11:07 in the morning. Is that in Ireland? I would tend to think that that's in the morning. 11:03 in the morning, military time. Lynn, salute you with a brewski.
If it's that early, there's no need for you to be taking a shot.
This is true. But in Ireland, isn't it true they drink around the clock in Ireland? Is that I could be misinformed?
There's another one of Lynn's golf carts right there.
Lynn, what do you rent those things out?
No.
Lynn's got a business.
She's
the golf cart. She's the golf cart. Dawn. How many do you have, Lynn? Seriously. And I'm talking about the ones you're working on too. How many do you have? Well, it looks like she has quite a few, Paul.
Got a shot.
11:03 p.m. Oh, Jay Santiago.
Okay.
She collects them.
Okay. Man.
Uh-huh.
And see what's nice is, see on the back there, it's got a trailer hitch.
Mm-hmm.
2-inch receptacle, so you can haul.
Oh, so you can pull a cart behind you.
Yeah.
You can go into town, do shopping, fill your cart.
Yep.
I get it. You collect golf carts now.
So those are actually somebody's golf carts? Like
she says just two. She sold one.
Oh, wow.
Where do you put them all?
Well, there's one in my garage. She's got one in her garage, and I don't know where she's got the rest of them stored.
She said she only has two. She just sold one.
Oh, okay.
I understand for tax purposes.
Got a fleet.
Yep.
She's probably got a convoy, some garage sitting somewhere.
like
It's
40 of
with
them
some
on
with
the
some
lawn
young guy dusting them off.
for sales signs. And on the windshields, it's got the year.
You enjoy picking out the colors, the wheels, the tires, the steering,
Yeah.
the wheel roots. Okay, steering
Yep.
wheels, the root.
Yep. The roof
All
and
right.
everything. Yep.
Listen, it's a hobby, right?
No,
And you
it's no
enjoy it.
different than
That's
doing it with a
all.
car.
That's all that matters, Lynn.
Yes.
Seriously.
Actually, there's no difference in that and what we do with drones. Exactly what Herman said.
Because I did that with my GTI when I had it. I went out. I pretty much built it from just the chassis, the shell.
Yep.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. I mean, I know people. I met a guy. He's from the South, and he whittles. You always see him in the park when a tree falls or something, collecting branches and stuff. And he has this little knife, and he sits there and whittles little characters and shapes and stuff. Now to see this in New York is amazing for me, but he's from the South, and that's what they do down there, or that's what he likes to do. No, Mia's Adventure. You didn't miss anything exciting a whole lot. It's 6:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March 1st, and Paul's sidewalks are clear, which means there's no more snow coming.
Hey, Joe Mack, under the Electric Vehicle Act of Congress, 1994, I think it is, you can legally drive a golf cart on a road under 35 miles an hour speed limit if it has brakes, lights, turn signals, horn, just like a car.
Yeah.
Not out here. They will cuss you something wicked.
They might cuss you, but
hey, drone bum.
You'd be in the way. Oh man, they would force you over. The bus would probably would move you over.
Yeah, I could see, man.
They do that now with the Mini Coopes right now. They cuss down.
I could see man's golf cart flipped over. Story at 7.
Two guys out there scrapping because you done turned
because road rage. I'm sorry, road rage. I could see some guy flipping over a golf cart.
Yeah.
If
well,
you
what
don't
you
get
could do
this
is
crap out of the way.
Is that back seat that's facing rear? You could put a 50 caliber gun back there.
You see, some fool out here would try to bust a U-turn in the middle of a busy street with that slow-moving golf cart. What kind of traffic coming?
Max says he wonders if you could drive golf carts in Ireland. That would be interesting to know, Mac, because I can't speak for Ireland, but I know in some places a golf cart is the way people get around.
Yep.
Well, they were fun up at camp.
Huh?
They were fun up at camp. Last year they broke it.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. Well,
Ireland, you might be able to if obviously you couldn't go on the freeways or high speed roads or whatever. But we have towns and villages around here in Michigan where that's their main. They all have golf carts and they have cars and trucks for other things, but they go to town. They go on the golf cart.
Can you guys excuse me for like 2 minutes?
Sure.
Can you imagine that thing coming down Queens Boulevard. You muted, right?
I said, well, Flatbush Avenue.
Oh yeah, I could. And somebody just will swing a U-turn and just take that thing out. Because these guys out here, they don't care.
Well, can you imagine getting golf cart jacked?
Golf jacked.
You can get up and run them down, though.
Yeah.
They'd be stuck in traffic.
Well, what the golf carts Lynn has, we've got a little bit of a speed increaser on them, and she's running 48 volts. They will go up to like 25 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
I've seen, the ones we had, it can't move pretty good. I'm just saying, it would get stuck in traffic here. The guy try to jack you for your golf cart.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't get up. I'll move over, but I ain't getting up.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the guys riding the electric wheelchairs in the middle of the street with speakers on it,
Yeah,
blasting music coming down the road.
Speakers on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
speakers.
crazy.
Like a car stereo on it.
You know,
Going down the block.
you could take you could take some guys, but but they just can't get rid of their old school, man. They gotta have their music blasting wherever they go.
Well, I think Lynn, under her golf cart, the fancy one, she put the lights underneath it, the neon lights under it and everything, and flip that on, and it reflects the lights under the ground. And
Yeah, but when you start hooking up your electric wheelchair, you're a bit much.
Mhm.
Your Lark machine you got there, you got it hooked up.
in fact,
Can't they ride those things to the supermarket too, right?
when Lynn takes somebody for a ride in her golf cart, they get in it, and she hits the gas. They're pushed back in the seat like that. Oh my!
She got those souped up ones, huh?
Yeah.
48 volts.
In fact, I wanted to, but I'm just too old to do it. I wanted to put a CO2 tank in it with nozzles down by the back wheels. And then through the stereo, I wanted to have the squealing sounds of tires. So you hit the button and the...
What's up, Roger? How are you?
Roger.
Hey, Roger.
Sure.
Roger's getting some TV binging in tonight.
All right.
Okay. Any success, Justin?
Just still working on it.
Huh?
Still working on it.
Well, you get that tyro to work. That's a real Frankenstein because it never lived.
So what are you cooking tonight, Lawrence? I know
I actually didn't cook tonight.
What?
I did. Yeah. I actually didn't cook tonight. The wife went to Costco and came home with a rotisserie chicken.
Oh.
And you ate half of it.
Not yet.
She brought one for him and one for the rest of the house.
Well, no, they eat like birds anyway.
So you throw them a wing or two, huh?
But I'm probably stop it, Paul. I'm probably gonna make a couple of, as the brother man on Martin would say, sandwiches.
Ah.
I keep telling you, Lawrence, in a sandwich, both pieces of your bread touch each other. In a sandwich, they nowhere near each other.
Like this?
Inactivity alarm.
No, you have, Paul.
What's that?
There's a sandwich, which you go and you have one slice of meat on the side, one slice of meat on the other, one slice of cheese. That's a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then there's a sandwich.
About that thick.
A sandwich, both of your pieces of bread touch each other.
Right. What is it? The odd wing thrown over.
Yeah, thrown over to the rest of the house to eat. You throw them a wing.
Yeah, he took the wings off of both sides and.
There you go.
That ain't the wing. That's the tip. Just the tip. You don't give him the wing. Just the tip.
No, I'm not that bad.
Let's go sit in the corner.
And they're over there with those wings.
Knowing that the whole chicken.
No, I'm not that bad, honestly.
I kill one of those dolo.
He be sitting there, that wing bone.
Listen, I know how to carve the hell out of bird. Trust me.
We know how you like to divvy them up, too.
What happened? You just couldn't help yourself, huh, Paul? You know you got some serious issues, right?
I know.
Yes, please hit that like button.
Lynn tells me that all the time.
Is it that you've got issues?
I got issues.
Well, I knew you had issues when you came on with the cocktail sauce. That right there, I said, now that's very creative.
That went down good, slid down, and it was vintage. I mean,
it was vintage.
And the little chunks of shrimp in the bottom of it that had been left over for 2 or 3 years,
they were gray,
pretty delectable.
Herman's getting sick. When you told me, when Herman told me that Kim was yakking, I was in
You can
tears.
hear him in the
I
back,
was in
dry
tears.
heaving.
Had I seen,
About to put the camera on him, and he's sitting there.
Dry heaving.
And then he went outside and yacked in the driveway.
if I had seen that in real time, I would have been done. That would have finished me off. Mia's Adventure said, "I bet those shrimp bits were nice and soft and gray."
They had been in the sauce so long you couldn't tell the difference, but there was it turned into the texture of the shrimp. You were just kind of munching on them.
There's a little Jello bubble around it.
Yeah. And when I took the lid off the container, it kind of popped, you know.
Kind of sizzled. Huh?
See,
Yeah.
Lynn says you are brave, Paul, because I've seen stuff like that growing. And
Yeah, man, you're supposed to just dump that. You know how much energy was in that?
Paul, you must have a stomach, a cast iron stomach, because when you popped it open, it must have been like the mummy came out.
Whoa. That's what I said. Thank you for opening up.
Right? you didn't see
Well,
any
it was like
spirits go by?
the container took a deep breath, you know? It's
Yeah.
like,
You didn't feel anybody walk by you when you opened that thing?
no. The little shrimp bits in the bottom were singing.
It melted that Rubbermaid container into it.
Oh, did you hear that? Lynn says, by the way, she don't eat at Paul's.
Well, you know, why would you throw? It's like, here's an example. Why would you throw away mayonnaise just because it's 3 years past its date? You know, I mean, it still looks good. It still spreads okay.
It spreads like milk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna spread out of that ass fine too when you go to the bathroom.
And I get used to throwing the jug up and it comes out chunky, you know?
You said it spread like cream cheese?
Paul's making blue cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue cheese in a jug when you get that milk, you know?
Ready to throw up now. No,
Lynn says she always takes her iced tea with her.
Yeah, she
Is
does.
that to
She
douse
shows
the
up with her
fire,
own
Lynn?
drink.
Lynn, is that to put the fire out?
Oh, she must got some what they call that ginger in there for whatever she eat at Paul's house to
I
help her
got it.
stomach.
I got it. So,
No,
being
you
that
don't
Lynn,
need this, she said.
we're not going to blow you up, Lynn, but we know you're former government personnel. Do you take this stuff in a little jar and go like this before you walk in? You know what I'm talking about, right? When they go into a morgue, they give you this stuff to put under your nose. Is that when you open a refrigerator, Paul? Is it that bad, Paul?
Well, I've got some stuff in there that's probably 2-3 years old. It's still good. It isn't green.
You got
Well,
stuff that's trying to roll out the fridge on its own?
I've got some,
Paul,
you know.
Paul gotta be kidding though.
You know when
Got
you
stuff in the refrigerator that's like this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stuck on the shelf and you can't remove it. It just stuck there.
Well, it's like, you know how they smoke ham.
Baking soda, look out.
You know, they smoke ham, but I figure it doesn't get good for at least a year to 2 years after, you know.
After it's cured real well.
But not in the refrigerator. It has to be hanging up at one temperature.
You can't smoke stuff in the refrigerator, Paul.
Nah.
It's
Especially
not
not
too much growth on it. Me as drone says, Paul. It's 2020. It doesn't have a lot of growth on it, right?
Yeah, you just scrape it off. You know, it's like bread. You know, you scrape off that little bit.
Take out the ends, huh? Like burnt
You know,
toast,
you
just scratch
seriously
it
have
off,
some-
huh?
You seriously have some issues, right,
Like
Paul?
cheese, huh, Paul? You just cut off the green spots and keep going.
Yes. And if you toast it, then you're really safe because you heated it up. You know, they tell you to heat it up to a certain.
You know, Paul has done that a few times.
Yeah.
That sounds like someone sounds like a pro, right?
Yeah, get some molded bread. He toasted.
I did see that with this thing that aged this sausage.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, it's growing mold. He goes, yeah, it's good. And he just wipes it off.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Hey,
people done that.
Roger says sounds like Paul is a food hoarder also.
Oh man.
Roger, I don't
about
know,
food,
but when he
food
talked
order,
about
just-
that cocktail sauce,
I have this
anything
thing
that you
about
open
throwing away
takes
perfectly good food. That's all.
anything that you open that takes a breath after you open it, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Forget about the color. Don't worry about the color of it.
Yeah, Ray, it was
Sometimes
on,
when
it
you
was on
open
60
that jar
Minutes.
up, it's got that little crust around the end of it, you know?
What'd you say, Herm?
The thing was on 60 Minutes. The sausage, these guys, it's expensive sausage.
Yeah, kielbasa or something like that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Polish knockwurst or something, right?
No, it was over in some other country. Dude went to go see how they aged this sausage in this room down in some cellar. And the shit, it was growing mold on the outside of the thing that they wrap it with.
Oh, okay.
To age it. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So you just scrape the mold off and people buy this expensive sausage? I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to go get the Hebrew National in the supermarket.
Yeah. Or Shady
Oh,
Brook or whatever.
Yeah, one of them.
You do know you could have a live stream, right? You know, live
Yeah.
stream
No,
talking about food.
I like to go in with Herman because Herman is the
Here we
man
go.
of the show, you know?
Why?
You going live tomorrow night at 5 p.m., right?
Herman is, and I'm going to be there with him, yes.
No, the Paul Murray show's tomorrow night, Monday night at
I
5
don't-
p.m.
I-
Eastern Standard Time.
Hey,
See?
Herman, I think they got it wrong. Let's go over here and find the cover, which we use for Herman's show. Let's go to pictures. Well, maybe I've got it on this computer. Let me look.
See, when you got more than one computer,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah, because it's important that we get it right for Herman.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
did you say cheese?
Cheese.
There we go. Thank you much. Now, since we're taking snapshots of people and making banners and stuff, I got you. I got you now. All right.
I hear you. I
So
hear you.
if he comes out with anything with my snapshot on it, live from New York, it's the Herman Green Show.
That's it, right there.
I can't help it. Because
Come on, Herm, get him back.
I know Herman personally, so that facial expression, he caught him good. That was a good one, Paul.
Well, he posed several times to get that picture just right. We want to make sure he's happy.
Yeah, see, Herman, you got to get him back. You know, I just took a snapshot, so I'm planning something in the future.
What are you doing?
You and Andrew got it coming. Letting you know.
Andrew's the master at
when he
all
did
this.
that
That
different
took me
strokes thing.
the better part of an afternoon to do that. Andrew sits down there at his computer, right, Herman, and does it in like 10 minutes. Boom.
Yeah, because he's been doing it for so long. Yeah.
But
What's
I'm
up, Global
tickled to
Drone?
death.
I see you're still here.
I'm tickled to death to be on Monday nights with Herman. Yes.
Really?
Well, as I was saying, tomorrow night on Paul Murray's channel, the PMS show, the Paul Murray show, not the PMS you were thinking about, but the PMS show.
Same
Because
difference.
as according to Paul, if it was the PMS show, he would only go live once a month.
Once a month. That's it. That's it.
You've got issues. I've come to that conclusion a long time ago. When you went live that first time at 2 a.m, I always at night, I always put my phone to silent, right? So you can't call me unless the house is on fire and you're kicking in the door. I'm not going to hear it. But I forgot to I forgot to turn off make my phone silent one night. And I got up to go use the bathroom. I went back to bed. All of a sudden, I'm sitting on the foot of the bed, getting ready to lay down, and the whole room lights up. Ding! Paul Murray live, 2 a.m. I'm like, what the? What at this time of night? I said, no, I'm not even gonna click on it. No. And I put my phone aside and I put it down. Like that. Next morning I heard, yeah, Paul was live at 2 a.m. He was definitely live at 2 a.m.
Well, Herman called me and says, "Come on, let's go on." So
At 2 a.m.
Yeah, we went on for how long were you on, Herman? About an hour?
I wasn't there. At 2 a.m.? No, you got the wrong guy.
Well, nice try, Paul.
I thought it was you, Herman.
No, it wasn't me.
At 2 a.m. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
It could have been
One guy
anybody.
was on there, and I invited him on to the panel, and he had a mask and black hat on and everything. Like he
Who
was
did?
the guy that came on. It says the Thief in the Night was his name.
Oh, get out. He had a mask on.
Yeah,
Who?
Thief in the Night.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting. I've been there, done that. You said he had a mask on?
Yeah.
Been there, done that during internet radio.
Yeah.
Used to have a live stream. Oh, well, I can't get it off the wall, but let me see if I can turn the camera that way. But there's a mask hanging right here.
Oh, and then it was you, Lawrence. See, he's not telling the truth. See, there it is. 'Cause that's the mask. That's it right
Stop
there.
it, Paul, stop it. Stop right now.
Because the whole room was dark except for him and the light from his phone and that mask.
Sound like you made some strange friends that night, Paul. That's what I'm saying. That's what that sounds like. Seriously. Paul made some strange friends at 2 a.m. in the morning, and now he's trying to pin it on me and you, Herman.
Is that the same guys that Roger saw flying over the
Time to do a drop. All right, Paul, you got to do this one. You ready, Justin?
Yep.
How does it go again?
I don't know.
Sunday Night with Those Guys is brought to you by
Those guys. And Paul Murray, the PMS show on Monday nights. Only once a month.
And Canadian Drone Hub, 7 days a week at 9 a.m.
And Val comes on at 7 tonight as well, which, by the way, I'd like to say I got a free code to Velocidrone, and I was able to configure it. The first night that Val went on, I couldn't figure out how to set up my radio. And I figured it out, and I set up my radio to play Velocidrone with them. And Joe Mack was there. There were like 3 or 4 people in. We were all flying together. And I must say, Val's flying is improving.
Good.
Dramatically.
Good.
And what I was doing, like Puddle Jumper, you guys know him as Furball Kim.
Yep.
But Puddle Jumper was in there, and I was following him while he was flying. He was going through buildings and stuff, and I had no idea that Furball could fly that well.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good and pretty daring at it, and I actually had fun. Live from Studio B, PMS, Paul Murray Show, Monday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there's the link. If you're in the chat and you're lurking, click that link, click Paul Murray, and click that bell. Okay? Just like you click that bell for those guys. Lawrence, did you enjoy flying in Velocidrone? Yes, I did. I was in with you guys because she said you came in, Joe Mack, later on. Into your drone was orange. My drone was the light on my drone was orange also. But Val has this Velocidrone thing going. And it's actually pretty fun. Justin, you got to
have it. I just got to configure it.
You got to configure it.
Yeah.
I actually did to a sign controller. If you go to a sign controller, it uses the right stick. It goes right, then up, left stick, throttle, right, and then up. And then you do a couple of more combinations and it'll sync that controller in.
Well, Lawrence, I just wanted to say, everybody make sure you get down that link for Paul's show on Monday nights. Tweet it out. Tell a friend. Come hang out with Paul.
Yes,
Come I hang out
please,
with Paul.
please go by and
Herman.
show the Ed McMahon of YouTube some love.
Hey, Herman, our special guest this week is going to be Lawrence, Novice Quads, and Drone Evolution, Mr. Justin.
No juggling acts.
Wouldn't you guys rather see a juggling act than to see me or Justin on there?
I'm telling you, you know how you get it done before you get a juggling act? You get like somebody to come on and talk about their channel.
And somebody scantily dressed.
And then you get somebody to come on that collects exotic animals. And you got a whole show right there. and entertainment, what do you call it? Music.
Yeah.
You get the band to play a little bit or somebody to sing.
And you never know who else might show up, like Mana.
There we go.
Yeah, see? That would be cool. What happened? I saw an epiphany, Justin. I heard him say, "Ha, there we go."
What happened? Smoke?
No.
You didn't see a black cloud of smoke go past his face.
Welcome to it.
If you don't see smoke popping out,
It's a good thing, right?
Ain't working?
Night Train just came back from burning a pack.
Okay.
In that red sky. Night Train is another FPV guy that recently changed over to Crossfire.
Yeah.
How are you liking it, Night Train? Have you did any distance trips? Are you still getting used to it? What's going on as far as you crossing over to the dark side as well? Because I was so used to flying my 5-inch bird right here in sex proximity while I was flying my drone now, which is now Crossfire. And Justin, thank you for the print. Hold on, I got to show this off to you guys. Justin printed this for me. And because I had a diversity antenna on the back, hold on, focus camera, focus.
The camera's blurry. Oh, there you
So
go.
there we go. Because I had a diversity antenna on the back here, I was told to put one on the front. Now I could not put it on the front without Justin printing me this piece right here, which is it holds an Immortal T. So now I have a horizontal in front, and in rear, I have a horizontal and a vertical antenna. And I do know I need a taller VTX antenna. That I do know. Hadley's famous FPV supposed to be sending me a much longer FPV antenna. So no matter which way the bird is facing, the antenna will have a direct line of sight. So I look forward to that. And it is official. I have totally crossed over to the dark side.
Which side is this?
I don't know. I got to get a couple more flights in to tell you.
You officially going all FPV then?
No, never. Never totally FPV. Not yet. Unless I get like dramatically good overnight, we're going to stick with the camera drone.
So here you go, Lawrence. This is number 1.
Oh, get out of here. You got it working. Okay. Well, what receiver's in there?
The receiver that was in there.
Oh, the XM Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you gotta figure out a Tyro. I gotta figure that out.
Now the Tyro. Okay. But the Tyro doesn't have a receiver.
I'm gonna use the one from that in here.
Oh, okay. So now that it's bound, you're just going to switch it out and put it in the Tyro.
Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't have any problem binding it. Welcome back, Ray. Mia's Adventure says. I didn't have any problem binding it to the receiver. It just never worked.
Gotcha.
And in beta flight, I was able to make the motor spin, but as far as setting up the switches and everything, it never freaking flew. But I do have a 35-pound mallet in the back of the house that loves to smash things.
Okay, still talking about it, huh?
I would take the motors off of it and put the motors on something else.
That's one of 2. So I'll get this thing working.
All right. That's what's up. If you can get that Tyro working, I'll be happy as all hell. I ordered that thing. I put it together. That was my first solder job. Remember, you went over it. You tightened up the soldering I did.
Yeah.
Well, She just never got in the air.
Uh-oh.
That's the Tyrone 99. That's not the Tyrone 89 is new. The Tyrone 129, I think that's the 7-inch Daryl Hickman. That, by the way, Justin does have. That's it, right, Justin? The 129 one. That's the 7-inch. Yeah, there it is. There you go, Daryl Hickman. So now we both have two 7-inch birds, but I need to get some 7-inch props. I'm only running these 6-inch props to make it like real floaty, but I heard it. Ford drones.
RD.
And what does Ford stand for? Herman?
All repair daily.
Actually, it was two of y'all that they had to repair daily, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You had a spill this morning, and John had a spill, and John
Well,
had two spills.
John's
Two
bird got
spills.
hit by a Mavic, by his
bird.
Mavic Pro got taken out by a bird, right?
Yeah. And then he also hit the pole with his racing drone.
Yeah, go for it, Rogers.
You hit the pole.
Yeah, you know those things.
That's
Zip,
no.
zip. But he got back up and it flew right away. But that Mavic, the leg came off.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a repair right there.
After Twan.
And mess around with China parts, you might not never get them parts.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, with the delay on parts coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers says that's the link of a 14-year-old kid flying FPV.
The good thing about his camera still worked, though. When he picked it up off, the camera was still showing, which is a great thing. That the camera's the most expensive thing on the drone, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you chase birds, man. And you mess around with them. Somebody gonna get you.
It's true. There were a lot of birds out there. I must admit. And I sent him an invite too. I was hoping he would have
That's
came
what
in.
I was like, holy moly, bro. I know he hurt right now. John Boy, get it up,
That kid
baby.
is good, Roger. That kid flies better than I do. That link that Roger put, this 14-year-old kid. You know why they fly good, Roger? Because all of it's like a video game to them.
Right. And then if they crash it, they ain't got to spend out of their pocket to fix it.
Right.
They got
Mommy or daddy will repair it or get them something else new.
No fear to it. And they mind more sharper. The equilibrium is more advanced than your old one is. You know,
Also,
you can respond to things.
Kids don't have a fear of breaking things.
That's
like
what I just said.
When an adult breaks something, he says, "Damn, that's going to cost me."
Right.
When a kid breaks something,
he ain't got to pay for it. I just said that. Yeah.
Right. When a kid breaks something, forget about it.
You got good grades in school? Okay, I'll get you a new motor. I'll get you some new props.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But as older you get, you should not be crashing. You should not be named Ford. That's why I'm not doing it.
Well, listen, they say in FPV, if you're not crashing, you're not trying nothing new. And it's true. Because once you learn how to fly straight, the first thing you do is learn how to flip. Then after you flip, you learn how to do a barrel roll. Then you learn how to flip in all four directions. Then you learn a power drive. So it's a constant
why not just fly it though? Like, you know, like without the flips and all that. What is the purpose? You flipping in the air. You're not flipping into a circle or to a maze, anything like that. That's why
that's what some people have to learn how to do. It's not as easy to go between a tree with a space like this with a 5-inch drone and flip through it.
Well, then do it with a 3-inch
fly
drone.
through it. It's even harder to fly through.
Yeah. Because you got to keep the altitude up and stuff like that. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I see some guys just be doing some things. I'd be like, yo, that can't be an FPV drone. But it is.
Yeah. Like Gino. He flies.
Yeah. Like Jay.
Gino's got skills. Jay Rivera has
Yeah.
got mad skills. They've been flying for a minute though. But
Yeah.
I remember Gino.
Ray, what drones are you flying now, Ray?
I have the Phantom 4 Pro. I have the Maverick and the Mini. I have the Unique. I have the Tello. I got a couple of toys.
Did you have an Inspire at one time?
No. I never would have bought that because when I was going to buy the Inspire 1, I would say, why buy the Inspire 1 when it's old technology over the Phantom 4? Phantom 4 had that beat. So I did my homework and glad I didn't do that. They were offering all kinds of deals, but that Inspire 1 is old technology. Like
Justin had one for a little while. Does he still have it?
No.
yeah. That's like that's an oversized Maverick 1. That's what that shit is.
A Condor size Mavic 1.
Exactly. That's exactly what that bird is. Oversized Maverick Pro 1. Because the technology in the Maverick Pro was 10 times better than the technology on that bird.
FPV Redtail says, and who wants an aircraft that flies itself? This is true. But
who gonna go in it? Yeah. I won't
it
be no
depends on
passenger
what
in
kind
that.
of flying you're doing. I don't personally trust autonomous flying, but I have tried it. Scared the hell out of me the whole time. It was like flying a drone for the first time, except the whole flight. My heart was like boom, 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 while it was flying autonomously.
Yeah.
I see too many videos. The guys, welcome back, Noah Myers. I see you'd have had to get the Inspire 1 raw, but it's still old tech. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. It is old tech, but there are people that'll buy that old tech and it's new to them.
Not right now. They ain't buying that no more. Can't get them away right now.
Expensive to own it and and to be so far behind.
Batteries even more.
And you can't even buy the batteries anymore for that thing.
What happened, Justin?
No, I said the batteries are like, even if you got a battery, it's like $250 for a battery.
Yeah.
For the Inspire 1?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're going up right now on Amazon. They're like $425
for one 15-minute battery.
Yep.
That's Inspire 1 battery?
Yep.
Yeah.
Night Train says hackers take over air taxi. Riders are clueless. Film at 11. I sent my P3 out 2 miles on Lychee waypoint missions. Are you serious?
Here you go, Lychee.
P3?
Lychee, baby.
Yeah, Ray, eat, drinks, and sleeps Lychee.
That's my baby right there. Waypoints, POI, assimilate, all that, yo.
I've used it one time.
Ask him, do he use the assimilate? Yeah, that's it.
Works good.
Yeah, when you know what you're doing. Like I plot all my missions on my laptop, save it, and then I put it on my
not Hadley. Curtis, it's funny you asked would I want to buy your Hadley special, because I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to be disrespectful in asking you, do you want to sell it?
Well, yeah. Curtis just ordered everything for the new DJI FPV.
Yes, but right. He's going DJI. He says a Cinewhoop that he ordered.
Yep.
Curtis, we'll talk on the side about that. That's a strong possibility.
Oh, so he's building the one that I have.
Curtis, Curtis has ordered the DJI Cinewhoop. I didn't know they had what.
You could order it with. You could actually order it with the goggles, the controller, everything already put them together.
Okay, and everything's bound, etc.
Yep, and it's tuned already, so you don't have to tune it.
So, are you getting rid of the radio too, Curtis? Huh? Since you're going DJI, you won't need that other radio.
Oh, looks like he's working on a package deal.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, right? You know what, Curtis? I could use a second bird like that. And thanks to Hadley's famous FPV, I've got 2 more spare motors. Wait, almost lost 2 spare motors. I got 2 spare motors in here, which is quite good. Let me see what this is. We appreciate you all. Val's Life, what's up? Are you going live afterwards, Val? Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I think something was screwed up on the internet.
No, we were just mesmerized by the sound of your voice.
Paul, if you're gonna sling shit at me, at least tell me to dump. I think Herman had to restart. He was having a technical issue because
he looked like it was frozen there.
Yeah, he had said to me he couldn't hear me. So Val, oh wait a minute, Justin, are you working tomorrow?
Yep, I am.
Oh shit.
You wanted to go fly?
Yeah, I want to go flying tomorrow because Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be raining. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, it's going to be raining. Hey, Organized Confusion, how are you, buddy? And if you are
There's Herman. Is he going to
Well-
go fly with you?
Well, we're going somewhere. I don't know, but we're going somewhere. I have to. I need camera drone footage. And if I don't go, well, I'm going camera drone footage tomorrow. And if I could work it out so that I can get in some FPV footage later on in the day, that's even better. Because Tuesday and Wednesday it's going to rain.
Well, just remember, if you take Herman on your little trip,
Oh, the drone bum says he's off tomorrow, Herman.
Herman has to be
He's going
It's only
Herman
gonna rain
has
on
to be
Tuesday.
back by 5.
Wednesday is gonna be 60 degrees sunny.
Yeah, after it rains in the morning. Yeah. So,
What happened?
drone bum says I'm off tomorrow early. You get? Do you have
Okay.
drone bum's email,
No.
Paul?
I don't think so. No.
Drone bum.
Tell him to
GM.
put it in the chat and then delete it.
Is go to the about section on your page.
Yeah, go to the about
Send
section
me
on
an
my
email.
page and send me an email with your email. We've tried this before. I don't know what the hell it won't save your email. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go to Gmail. Hold on. Because I could have swore I had his email already. Now, his government name is this, and I don't have it. I don't have it. And I don't know why, but I don't. But
maybe using the wrong name.
okay, what you do, drone bum, yeah, possibly. Drone bum, what we can do is you DM me, and I know for a fact I'll probably be meeting Herman about 10 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, only till like 10. Hell, we'll be meeting at 10. That'll be too late, dude.
Hold on. What time he was talking?
If he's talking, well, he says he can only hang out till 10. So what are you talking about? Early flight? 'Cause I know
Like
you do your
6.
morning show at about 5, 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to do that live stream, slackers, he calls us. It's not that. It's usually before you go live, I'm up 1 or 2 hours. If we're gonna go somewhere early in the morning, we need to know where to go.
Since we go at it like that, well, call me a slacker, but I watch more TV than you. I get to stay up later than you do.
There we go. All right. Well, listen, drone bum. That email is in my about me section. Send me a direct email.
What time is he talking?
What time are you talking about flying, man? Since you say early.
8 o'clock.
Paul, let us know. What time are you talking about? We got to allow for this like 4 to 5 second delay. The hit there. But I gotcha. I got it. Hold on. I'm going to send you an email now, dude. Thank you, sir, for that information. To right here. This way I'll have a message sent. There we go. It's sent.
Good night, Mia.
Verrazano off the Parkway. He's thinking about Herman.
Who?
Drone bum. Verrazano off the Parkway.
At what?
At what time?
Sunrise, you said.
At sunrise.
I heard Ray laughing.
I'm laughing. Sunrise, what, like 5:45, 6:30?
Well, sunrise is actually 6 something now, but
how far is he?
He is out on Long Island. I don't know how far out he is, but Val's Life, aka Puddles FPV, sent you a text.
Who?
Okay. I don't know who got the text, but okay.
Oh, Canadian Drone Hub, right?
Oh. Big Matt says that's too early. What time you plan? You want to be there, Drone Bum? Let us know, and we'll see what we can do. Because if you're talking about doing a morning show from there, I definitely not going to be there. Being honest about it.
And Curtis Dart is here to say goodnight to all our company.
I made it.
Made it. So
Hey, how come you don't have a mask on?
Who, me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how come you don't have a damn mask on?
Because I'm home and I got duct tape and tinfoil on all the windows now. Man, the news is, I mean, the local news is just going crazy with this stuff. I
All
swear.
right, Val, later.
Hi, Val. Bye, Val.
Isn't that where the first person in the United States died? Washington State?
It's up in Everett by Coast to Coast Drones.
Oh,
It's about 2 hours from me. But yeah, they're closing schools. They're talking about closing the port down where I work. I was trying to get all the that's what I've been doing, is watching the news, trying to figure out what's going to be happening tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting, I'll tell you that.
Later, organized confusion.
Coronavirus or something?
Well, yeah, the first American has died from it.
And they didn't have any travel or anything, did they,
Well,
Curtis?
see,
They don't know.
This is why
scuba suit time.
It's kind of crazy, because supposedly there's a 28-day gestation period. So think about how many people you pass in 28 days and talk to in 28 days.
Well, the thing they're not saying on national news is that the guy has been very, very sick before he got the coronavirus. He's been in and out of the hospital a lot.
I mean, his immune system is low anyway.
His immune system's low, and they're thinking that he may have contracted it from the hospital.
Hey, Herman, he says he's got to leave by 10 the latest. Got a doctor's appointment, which means we would have to get there by 8.
Is my mic real hot, or does it just sound normal?
No, sounds good.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Just playing around with some stuff.
So what do you say, Herman?
I'll try. What time is he going to be there?
He said he's got to leave by 10, so you figure he's going to be there at least by 8:30, 8, 9.
Okay.
What time do you plan on getting there, Drone Bum? That's what we need to know. What time you're gonna get there? Because there's a little small parking lot section that you can pull into, if you want to fly on the eastern side of the bridge.
What is traffic like in the morning there?
Oh no, forget about it. Bananas. It's crazy.
It's not the weekend anymore tomorrow.
No, that'll be straight rush hour. And the reason we need to know, he says he'll be there by sunrise. That's by sunrise is 6 something.
6:30, I think.
I can see what time sunrise is tomorrow.
You ain't making that. You ain't making that.
Sunrise will be at 6:25.
I know when I get up, it's up already.
Damn, son.
Sunrise is at 6:25. Yes, it's going to be crazy traffic there.
Well, Herman, I can help you, Herman. We can do a night show tonight at 3 a.m. and you could just stay up and then go, you know?
The look on Herman's face.
That didn't even sound right to
Yeah,
me.
we've been to Orchard Beach a few times, Global Drone. Yes, we have. That's it.
Not even sound right to you, Paul. I got a better idea, Paul. You stay up and you go. Or if you leave now, you'll be here in time.
No, it's too
Right,
long
if
a
you have
drive
an
for
old
that.
man nap.
You could charge your batteries in the car.
Yeah.
If I left right now, it's about 12 or 14-hour trip to where you are. Or longer, I would imagine.
Maybe longer. I don't know.
Well, if you leave now, you can make it.
Yeah.
If you drive nonstop overnight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's gonna have to stop for gas.
Listen,
I think the solution, Curtis, don't you think that Herman and I stay up tonight and do a live stream, and then he goes right from there?
You know, when I have to do those early morning shifts, that's what I do.
You know what you do, Paul?
What's that?
After Val's show, send me the link. If you don't see me, just don't bother.
Pizza, Drone Bum. Okay, I'll let you know what the deal is. as you say, 6:40. It's sunrise is at 6:25 tomorrow morning. In order to be there, I'd have to leave my house at 4 a.m. to go meet Herman by 5 a.m. so we could drive there by.
Hey, Herman's shaking his head. It ain't happening to Herman.
I'm shaking my head too. Like, why are we wasting the last 10 minutes of the show? Tell us something that's not gonna happen. Like,
All right.
What? I gotta work it out in my head first.
All right. Well, look,
If I can achieve it here, it can happen. But I just gotta figure out how it can happen because
Or you guys pick another day when you meet Drone Bum, you know?
the last
Those
time
sunrise videos are fun.
the last time I got up at that time,
you went to the bathroom.
Drink it all night long.
Was
You went
that
to the
when you had an
bathroom.
appendix?
no. Me and Lawrence went up to the church there, Riverside.
Riverside Church, yeah.
That's when we found that park there next to Gantry State Park. Was that Hunters
Yeah.
Point?
I'm up at 4 every morning. What's the problem?
I'm not going to work.
If
If I'm not going to work, it makes absolutely no sense to get up to beat anything.
So what I do on the weekends, I still wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I go back to bed about an hour later.
Yeah, I'm not going to work.
It's just that that internal time clock is built into me now.
Yeah, I used to have that until it was like the January came back around again, and I was still not going to.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna
cut it off.
We're gonna cut this live stream short. Val's life is coming on. Val's life is coming on. Pusa Studios is coming on.
Val is
Paul Murray show at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Flight 101 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in New York City
on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Hey, Robert, hello. Everybody's going over to Val's show.
Everyone's switching over, Robert. You guys have a great evening. And Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
And we're out. Val.